Hey everybody, I decided I'm going to do a video on my new John Deere tractor here. It's a John Deere 1023E with the 120R loader at the front. Of course, if you've seen my other videos, you know I have used to have a 3032E, and of course I love that tractor. It was plenty strong for everything that I did. It would pull a baler, a small square baler, and bale hay, which most tractors of that size wouldn't do. And since I moved back to the city, I didn't need that big one anymore. So I got here, and I had the skid steer. Sold the skid steer because it just tore up the ground too much, spinning around in circles with that thing. So I decided to go and get the 10 series John Deere. Of course, I had the choice between the 1023E or the 1025R. Of course, the R has there's a few extra bells and whistles on it, which I didn't figure I needed, and which I've discovered I don't need. 1023E for me has turned out to be a great little tractor. It has plenty of power for the size it is. The loader has plenty of power. It'll pick up in the neighborhood about 900 pounds. I've offloaded some stuff with it. I've carried logs with the grapple and everything. The 3032 would pick up in the neighborhood of 1100 pounds, maybe a little more. And this one seems to, for its size, it's great. Haven't had any issues as far as doing that. I've pulled some stumps with the stump grapple, and it's not as heavy, so it doesn't have the traction. And of course, with the small rear tires, they have ballast in them, but it doesn't have the amount of ballast that the larger tires did. So I do have some issues picking up stuff with the bucket and everything, and being a little light on the rear end, even with ballast in the tires. But I have a tiller and a box blade for the 3-point, so if I need it, I can put those on there, one of those on there, and it'll have plenty of weight in the rear. Okay, so things that it doesn't have to go through a regen cycle like the 3032 did. There's no regen, I'm assuming, because the smaller engine isn't required. And this is a 2021 model. It's brand new, got almost 50 hours on it, so it's getting just about ready for its break-in oil change. And I pretty much put it through its paces in those 50 hours of operation. Of course, same as I did on my other tractor, disconnected that seat button. In case you're all interested in how you do that, you just unplug it, put a zip tie around it to hold it closed, and you're good to go. I did put rear remotes on it. The rear remote for this only has a single remote, whereas the 3032 rear remotes had a dual remote. But that's okay. If I need to use something off the rear, I can just disconnect the quick disconnects, because I put in 3/8 line going to the front, so I can hook up my grapple on the front. And I did put, since my grapple came with mini skid steer, was for a mini skid steer, I did put the flat connects on the front for that. Okay, let's see. It's what I'm think of what I don't like. Actually, yeah, I have the 120R front loader, which is the removable. You can take it off if you want. It's got semi-quick removable front bucket on there, and or the front loader system. And I actually don't like it. It's the, let me see if I can show you something here. Put that in neutral. I don't know if you can see this, but when you go down right down here, it flexes right in here, and so you have to take up about, by the time you get out to the bucket, you have about 2 inches of flex on the down pressure before it starts picking it up. I don't know if y'all were able to catch that or not, but anyway, it has a flex. When you go up and down with the bucket, when you get down, when you put pressure down, it flexes up before it gives you that down pressure. So I've noticed that with leveling the driveway and that type of thing. I guess it's one of those things you just get used to, but I would rather not have it there. I don't know if anybody knows if that's supposed to have that flex or not, but needless to say, it does. I do like the bucket leveler on this one, on the R model loader, but the rest of the system I can do without. I never take the loader off. I never had to take it off on my other tractor, so I wouldn't expect that I would ever need to take it off of this one. That's what I have the tractor for, is to have that loader to move stuff around. So, let's see what else. Other than that, I can't really think of anything that I don't like. I know that now lately we've been having some cool mornings. You know, they're down into the high 30s, and when I go to start it up, even with just a single glow plug, you know, letting the glow plugs warm up, it spits and sputters for a little bit, whereas the 3032 never did that, and it wouldn't spit and sputter even at 15 degrees. So we'll see when it gets, if we get down to, I don't think we're going to get down, we'll never get down to 15 degrees here, but if it does, then you know, if it gets down to 20, which it'll get down to 20. We'll see see how it starts. But I mean, it'll start, but without having to warm up for too long. Okay, what else? Fuel system is good. The tank, of course, is above the tire here. On the old one, it was on the other tractor. It was behind the seat. 3-point. Maybe the 3-point doesn't have. The 3-point is more of a hydraulic system on this, where when you raise the 3-point, it raises as a like a hydraulic, like if you're raising the front bucket. So you pull back, and the more you pull back on the lever, the faster it'll come up. And it doesn't have a set position, whereas the 3032 had, you set this lever, it would stay in whatever position you had it set. And then, for example, if you weren't running, you'd push it so it would raise. As soon as you fired it up, it would raise up to that position, whereas this one doesn't. We start it up again here. So to raise it, goes up, and then when you lower it, you can lower it slowly, but it'll just drop. You can push it all the way forward, just like so. It doesn't work like your standard tractor 3-point lever would work, or 3-point would work. Okay, and of course it has all the quick disconnects for the front loader. And that's a lot of stuff there, but it'll. I guess I'll get used to it being there. I do have my lines I need to adjust and tie up my lines for the front remotes on there. What else? But overall, I like it. It's got plenty of power for it being a little tiny tractor. And it's good. The ROPS on it is kind of strange, because this is how the ROPS sits, and it kind of just angles forward instead of sticking straight up. I don't know what the deal is with that. You go to set this back, and you can't really you can leave it set back where it's hanging out here, but if you go to lower it all the way down, the ROPS actually will interfere with the top bar on the 3-point. So that's a little goofy, but that is what it is. I guess you should always have your ROPS all the way up like they're supposed to be anyway. Luckily I don't have anything low enough to hit. Don't have to go in a garage. I got a big shop door, so nothing low there. Alrighty. Well, the controls and everything on this thing are actually, another thing I like, it doesn't have the emergency brake on the 3032, of course, was a pull-up hand lever. This one, the emergency brake, is on the actual brake lever, and it's got a lock system that you pull up to engage the parking brake. You push on the regular brake and push down on that lever to disengage the parking brake. It doesn't have any on the panel. When you turn on the key, it doesn't. It has regular hours, engine hours on the hour meter, whereas the other one you had engine hours, you had basically in gear hours, and you had PTO hours on the other tractor. This one doesn't have any of that. Just the standard engine hours. Of course, this has the set for the mower deck. I didn't get a mower deck on it because I don't have any lawn to mow with the thing. Of course, it's got to engage the rear differential lock. As that, it's got four-wheel drive, two-wheel drive. That's great. Low and high range on the transmission. Oh, and it also, this one has a variable PTO where you can you have your standard 5. Let's get around here. You can see it, the 540 PTO. You got a 2100 RPM and PTO. So which is from this lever down here. In fact, I tried to have it. It was put on. It was on 2100 on the PTO, and I went to run the tiller, and oh, engine died right off the bat. I go, what the heck is going on here? Oh, and I got to look at it. It wasn't on 540 where it should have been for the heavy use tiller. So I don't know what all that's about. Never had a variable PTO on any other tractor I've had, so I'll just keep it with 540. And it runs at about, PTO is about 3200 RPM for 540 on the PTO, which, yeah, for me is a little high. Well, this thing idles at about 1600 RPMs. That's the idle speed on this engine. There's a lot of information on speculation on why that is, but that's what it is from the factory. That's what it's supposed to be, and plenty of recommendations, and of course factory doesn't want you to change that, which is fine. I've finally gotten used to it being up that high, so good. But other than that, I like it. It's a good little tractor. It's I think I'm gonna get a lot of years of use out of this thing. It's pretty Dany on fuel use, so that's always good. And so with that, after all my rambling, remember, don't ever run out of projects, and take care, everybody, and we'll see you later.